Hi, welcome back to the channel, FIFA Mobile. Alright, today we're going to talk about this Icon Strike. So asking for Eastern Europe. Bought a few players, about 4 in total, about $500,000 it cost me. And of course, with one existing player, there's a 5 players requirement. But first, let me just show you the SBC regarding this TOTW. Normally, you need 100. Just try and get my last 20 before you can open the TOTW pack itself. Alright, so always invest in the gold TOTW SBC because that's the most profitable in a way. So with the amount of money I invested or coins we invested, definitely it'll be a small profit from there. Alright, so the Eastern Europe, there are quite a number of leagues that you should select. Just going to show you here. These are the leagues that you should select. Before you embark on the market, always check the players what you have. Like I have 86 with me, so probably I'm just going to engage from the market for players itself. Always go for 80 plus, which is 80 minimum, and then I'm going to try to set it like 120. So far I only see a 80 ST here. I'm not really satisfied with that. I'm just going to change it to 81. Alright, so now I'm seeing different things. Alright, so that's good. We saw some 86 and 85, which I thought it would be more ideal. Unfortunately, the price is good, but people have already snapped up those that's really cheap. So I'm trying my luck on this. Again, it's gone. As usual, I mean, everybody is hunting for these players because of the Icon Strike. So managed to get one that's slightly higher, and this one, oops, it's gone as well. So far, I only got the 86 there at 100 odd thousand. Oh, this is good, but unfortunately we couldn't get him. Alright, gonna move forward a bit because sometimes everybody's hunting from the earlier page. So one way to do is really to move backwards. So we go to the right. We got the 84 CB at a reasonable amount, 130 plus thousand, and we got this ST as well. Alright, yeah, great, not too bad. So let's go to check out the players that we have so far. Alright, we only have 4. I think the requirement is 5. You need to get 1 more. So far so good. 286, 185, 184. Alright, so above the average of 80 that I wanted actually. So I'm going in to buy my last player. So probably you can go for 84 CB. It's really great. Always will try to buy the defenders or midfielders because I want to retain my existing strikers as for basically the versus play. Sometimes I find it really important. If you put all the strikers as the new players of 80 plus, sometimes it's a bit difficult. So I'm going to change in all these players right now. Of course, as usual, your OVR will drop, and it's not unexpected given the fact that some of them are really ranked up and also trained, and of course higher OVR. So with that, I'm hoping that it doesn't really drop that much. Alright, it's already below 130 already, so let's hopefully it doesn't drop that much. 127. 1 more to go. Alright, so it dropped to 125 from 136, I think. So let's quickly go into the testing. I always want to test one match before we go carry on. So it's important you play one of the matches versus attack, and then you're going to find out from the Icon Strikes page itself to see whether indeed you fulfill the criteria for the score or the goal of that 6 objectives. Alright, so I'm going to show you very quickly this match. Sometimes it's fair. I mean, you can see here 125 versus 125. Chemistry wise, we are slightly better, so we stand a good chance of winning this. Hopefully it's not denied by EA. As usual, EA always like to deny the reality, whereby they try to basically rig the whole system. So even sometimes you see yourself winning a lot, even though it's against higher OVR players. You know the reason why, right? Because EA is behind it. The methodology or the way they script the whole system makes things not too palatable, and I find it quite irritating sometimes. So unfortunately EA is not doing anything about it. They're just making worse. So I'm not complaining too much because at the end of the day it's still a free game to me. I'll never spend a single cent in this game, so that's not really a big concern. So for the versus attack, I think sometimes it'd be better for this versus attack to be played for your icon strikes, because you get the most number of goals from this versus tag, and wins as well at a faster rate, because H2H may take a long while. One win is counted as one, but H2H takes a long while, and the number of goals in H2H is not easy to attain. Alright, so the easiest to achieve the 6 objectives of this icon strike will definitely be VSA. If you have like now is weekends, you should actually embark into the weekend tournament itself, because that will also be counted as well. So, and sometimes that is easier, and so rather you play the VSA. Okay, so you go to the weekend tournament, and then you can play the VSA in there. Is counted. Alright, so with that, very quickly let's check in the icon strikes page, and then we see whether objectives are met. If it is yet, yep, okay, so it's met, and so we are affirmed that the 5 players met the conditions, and we got to quickly complete the 3 skill games as well. And not forgetting, after these 3 skill games, you get some good number of icons points. You can watch those I think 5 videos, advertisements, which will give you a small quantity of like 5 icon points. I'm trying to save up for a better icon player, because normally last time what I do, I'll just get those base players, because we all wanted to claim that prime icon, because the more you spend, the faster you spend, the faster you get the prime icon. But the fact that now we already get a hero from the prime icon, probably it's time to really think what we wanted. If you could save up, could we get a better icons player? But nonetheless, it's still not as high as the prime icon. Alright, we completed another match, also called skill games there, and then later on we're gonna go back to the match as well. And of course, along the way, when you complete all this skill games, you will fulfill the stars, and of course Beckham's wise is the amount of money you spend, the number of goals you incur, or so generally all this will help towards the Beckham's as well as the star. So I think this another skill game before I enter into another match. As I mentioned, it is always rigged by EA, and I'll let show you how ridiculous it could be when they do matching. So it's really poor in terms of the system matching wise. You can see here, this guy here, the OVR is so high, it's really ridiculous. Later I'll show you the OVR, but I was telling you it's ridiculous. So when you match by a system, normally we expect it to be somewhat similar OVR, but EA is doing a really poor job in that matching. They can match you like someone who has 10 or 15 above you. So I don't think that's a good game developer's attitude towards matching, because if you can't get a good system to do simple things as matching of OVR, then I think it's just a bit ridiculous that people are spending so much money in this game. So I mean, maybe in a way it's the greediness in trying to get people to spend more. But just imagine this: you spend a couple of hundreds or even 1,000 trying to buy players, buy currency, and then eventually you up your OVR, you're quite happy with it, but then they do matching, they just match you with a higher OVR person, that would entice you to spend even more. So if this kind of strategy is, I think, is quite worrying, given especially when there are a lot of people spending so much money in the game. So this actually cultivates the bad behavior in that context. Marketing strategy, yes, but maybe not too much under that context. Yeah, so now back to after the I'll show you this. It's like 160 versus 126, so you see how ridiculous that kind of matching is. So EA is not solving this and just wanted to do this so that you can spend more money. Then with that, we completed this icons points. I'm going to show you very quickly the number of icon points we have. It's less than 1,000 in total, but I'm trying to aim for better players like even like Zidane or Maradona. But at this juncture, just for show you the points that we have. All right, 960. Right, thank you for watching. Goodbye.